What's up, guys? Classy Metal here. Are you ready to talk about some heavy metal music? Today, I'm going to be showing you guys some stuff that I picked up towards the end of last year from Born Dead Collections, Big Cartel. Born Dead Collection is run by Melanie from Melanie Loves Death Metal. I'm sure if you're watching my channel, you are familiar with Melanie's channel. In the off chance that you are not, she has a vast knowledge of extreme music and even the industry side of things. She knows a ton about. She's forgotten more about heavy metal and extreme music than I personally will ever know. So in the off chance that you don't know Melanie's channel, it is linked up down in the description as well as the Born Dead collection, Big Cartel. She randomly does these like drops of stuff on there, and when they hit, like people are just clamoring to buy this stuff, and she's always doing these sales, these little discount codes. And I was lucky enough to do a few purchases towards, I guess it was like November and December of this past year, and this stuff's just been kind of sitting here waiting for me to show. And I figured now is a good time as any to get this out of the way and kind of move forward with other things that I have coming in. So I wanted to knock this out. I have one vinyl, two tapes, and a stack of CDs from the several purchases that I made. I'll just start with the vinyl, do the tapes, and then do the CDs. That way, I know most of the people watching my channel tend to prefer CDs, so we'll get the other stuff out of the way first. First up, I got the newest release from Vane. I guess now they're going by Vane FM. This is a hardcore band. I wanted to call them a metalcore slash mathcore project, as their first album was definitely leaning in that general direction as far as mathcore and metalcore. I was not huge on their first album. This album came out in March of last year. It was released. This vinyl was released through Closed Casket Activities, and a lot of people were kind of let down with this. A lot of people that were into that super abrasive sound that was on that first album we're kind of taken aback with this one because it was leaning more towards like a metallic hardcore sound, and I prefer this one. I thought this one was phenomenal. I guess it's all a matter of taste. People get used to what a band sounds like on a particular release, and they want them to kind of stick to that same sound. I like this one, and I prefer this one. Uh, Nice presentation on this. I mean, I get why people are so drawn to picking up vinyl. I don't hate vinyl by any means. I know that I kind of get that reputation that I hate vinyl. It's got a huge booklet in here. I'm not going to go through it, but like a huge lyric book and a poster that came with it. But I mean, you guys know that I'm just kind of a CD person. I actually think I prefer tapes more than vinyl, but I do have my new setup, and the vinyl for some reason in this with this setup in the new house, the records actually sound better. So maybe I had some wires crossed all these years before or something. But I'm still a CD guy, so don't you guys get too worried. Hopefully I won't get anything on this record. I'm old, man. I had to put this pain relief balm on my knees and my legs, and I wipe my hands, but they still feel kind of grimy. So hopefully I won't kind of mess up the vinyl. It's on. I believe this variant was called red, black and red Galaxy. The camera is probably not going to pick that up just too great because it is in the evening time. I usually record early in the morning, so the light is going to be a little off. Going to set that to the side because I don't re-sleeve vinyl on camera. I've struggled with that. I learned that very early on. I don't buy much vinyl, but I know not to re-sleeve them on camera. That was it for the records. I picked up two tapes. This is some straight up Mortician worship. This is the band Massacred with their Skull Slayer demo. This was I think the digital portion of this demo was released back in 2021. Corpse Gristle Records did the tape version last year. It's on this kind of clear shell with the red background. There's nothing on the back side, but the actual music plays on repeat on both sides, so I do appreciate that. Awesome stuff. I mean, if you like Mortician, I mean, it's just that same style. The sound clips are there, just that down tuned just nasty uh, type stuff. Killer band. They put out a ton of material in the little bit of time that they've been putting music out. I think this was actually their second demo that came out in 2021, and they released a full length last year that Corpse Gristle also put out called Human Extermination, which was absolutely phenomenal. Next up, we've got some just filthy death metal out of Canada. This is Puke Wraith. There is a pack of dogs. If you guys watch my last the CD collection video I did on Sunday, you heard me complaining about this pack of dogs running up. They're back out there. So if you hear the barking, there's nothing I can do about that. I apologize, but yeah, this is a Canadian old school death metal, filthy nasty stuff. This is Puke Wraith with Return Through Bile. I went blank there for a second. This is their debut EP. Only runs about 14 minutes. It's 3 tracks, 14 minutes, but it is absolutely filthy, absolutely nasty. It's kind of got this yellow bile colored shell on the tape there, and I love how the whole, I don't know what you call that, but the band logo and everything runs across the tape. I can really get behind that. Nasty stuff. They put out a full length last year as well that was pretty awesome. But this EP, I feel like I got a steal on this. Some of this stuff that I got in here is like out of print and hard to come by, and I got these for. I mean, I feel kind of guilty for the price that I got on some of this stuff. And this was released through Gurgling Gore. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. Now on to the little stack of CDs that I got. First up, definitely my favorite that I got out of this entire stack. I've been looking for this for a little bit. I did not want to pay the $40 or $50 that I've seen it going for on Discogs. I have not seen it on eBay or anything, but this is Mortiferum with their debut demo that came out in 2017 entitled Altar of Decay. This was released through Blood Harvest Records, and this is absolutely phenomenal. Mortiferum has put out 2 demos, 2 full lengths, and a split so far, and they've already just kind of cemented themselves as titans within the kind of death doom genre. I mean, they are, everything they do is absolutely golden. But this demo, this is my absolute favorite material that they've done so far. It's 4 tracks, and it is just a monolith of a demo. I love this. I'm so glad that I have this on a physical format now. Definitely amazing stuff, and I could go on speaking the praises of this band out of Washington forever. Speaking of Washington, the next one I'm going to show is about a damn near perfect death grind album out of Washington State as well. This is a debut from Caustic Womb entitled Death Posture. This came out back in 2020. I believe this was the very first thing that I saw and purchased from uh, Born Dead collection on this little round of stuff that I picked up. I saw this. I saw she posted this on Instagram that it was for sale. There was a sale code going as well, and I was like, yeah, Caustic Wound, I'm in on this. And then I went and I saw Mortiferum on there, and it was just, I mean, it was really close to Christmas anyway, but it definitely felt like Christmas to me. This is absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't heard Caustic Wound and you're into death metal, you're into grindcore, definitely check this out. As I said, it came out in 2020, was released on Profound Lore Records. Killer stuff. They're able to. They have some moments on this album that are just strictly death metal. Then they have some that are grindcore, and they're able to mesh those two genres just seamlessly together. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's about as perfect of a debut full length as you could ask for someone within this style of extreme music. Fantastic stuff there. Next up, a band that I haven't followed much lately. I saw this band open for Cannibal Corpse. Man, it's been well over a decade ago. It's probably pushing 15 years ago that I saw this band live, and I did enjoy them live. Sometimes the technicality of their music, their death metal, but they got a little overly wanky for me at times. Then I still enjoyed their music. It's just sometimes that extra noodly wanky stuff can kind of turn me off a little bit. So I really haven't followed them as closely as I probably should have. And their 2 newest full lengths were available on Born Dead Collection. So I was like, you know what? haven't listened to this band in a while. This is a great price. I'm going to jump on these. And these are the best two albums that I've heard from this band. So I'm definitely glad that I was able to get these off of there and kind of revisit this band. The band I'm talking about is Germany's Obscura. This is their newest full length that came out in 2021 on Nuclear Blast Records, entitled A Valediction. Yeah. Um, Killer stuff. This is probably my favorite Obscura release so far. Obviously, both of these albums are still new, fresh on my palate, so I mean that could change. Sometimes when you hear something right off the bat, there's so many people I see post like during the year, like this is my album of the year. That when an album comes out and it's fresh on their ears and they love it so much, like this is my album of the year. I love this. I've been guilty of it, saying that something's going to be on my list just because it's new and fresh and I'm digging it, and then as it kind of the year and time moves on, kind of falls out of favor a little bit. But right now, this is definitely some of the better material. I will say that it is some of the better material that I've heard from Obscura. Uh, Definitely glad that I could get this secondhand and not have to order this from Nuclear Blast Records and deal with that just absolutely ridiculous shipping price that they do on all of their stuff. I probably never ever. I don't like saying never, but I am definitely going to try my best to find Nuclear Blast releases elsewhere as opposed to ordering them straight from Nuclear Blast, because they are absolutely it's criminal. They are crooks when it comes to their shipping policy. And then I picked up the 2018 release from Obscuria, Diluvium. This one was released on Relapse Records. You know, I've been kind of critical of Relapse Records in the past, but they've been absolutely killing it lately as far as their customer service, their shipping, everything. I feel a little guilty for some of the critiques and harshness that I kind of gave Relapse a few years ago, because they definitely stepped up their game and have improved leaps and bounds. So just want to throw that out there. This one is good as well. I think I like the newest, the A Valediction album a little bit better than this one, but I still like this one. I've listened to both of these multiple times since I've gotten them in, and I'm kind of mad at myself now for having slept on Obscura as much as I did. So I don't think I have too many holes left in their discography. I may need one more kind of mid mid era disc to fill the discography, but definitely glad to have these two in the collection now. Uh, Sometimes I feel like a hoarder. I mean, obviously, you guys have seen. I'm on what video I just did, video 75 of the CD collection. So it's easy to get in this mindset where I'm like, you know what, I need to move some of this stuff. I need to make room. I want to get rid of some stuff, and I sell some things or pass some things along, give away some things, and then later on I have this like instant regret that I got rid of the stuff. I had a lot of Pig Destroyer material, and I sold all of it or gave it away. And now, like, I've had seller's remorse ever since. She had some Pig Destroyer material on the Big Cartel. I missed out on Book Burner. That's the one that I want back. I've had like 3 copies of that in my collection at various times, and have either sold them. I think I sold all 3, and that's the one that I wanted back mainly, but it sold out before I could get my hands on it. But I did pick up 2 of their latest releases. I guess I could just start at the newest and start working my way back and re-adding the stuff to the collection. First thing I picked up, this one is not super great. It was released for a great cause, but the EP itself is not super great material. This is a Pig Destroyer with Mass and Volume. I can respect why they released this. This was to cover some bills, either some medical bills or some or paying expenses for someone passing, like bills to the family of someone passing within the Relapse Records camp. So I definitely can get behind the cause of why this was released, but it's 2 tracks and they were previously unreleased material, and I saw a review for this, and it was like, you know, the material, the 2 tracks were probably unreleased for a reason. I mean, they dug this out of the archives, but it is what it is. I mean, it is Pig Destroyer. You know, I can find enjoyment in that, but it's definitely not their strongest material. And then I picked up their newest full length entitled Head Cage, and a lot of people hated on this album, and I can kind of see why certain people would want to hate on this, especially people that are really into grindcore. Uh, this I keep on referring back to that last CD collection video I did, but in that video I was talking about a different grindcore release, a band out of Brazil called Hut, and I was like, it kind of made me mad at times on that grind release because I wanted them to expand the ideas that they were getting in those little short tracks and either not so much slow it down, but just expand on that and move. It's like, the track starts, you're into something, and then it's over. Well, with this Pig Destroyer, they slowed it down and they elongated their tracks, and a lot of people didn't much care for that, but I like it. I like the fact that they were able to um, expand on the ideas and kind of let the track start taking a mind of their own and kind of playing it through. That's something that I enjoy. When a band progresses and moves forward, some people like the way it goes. There's oftentimes when bands do that, I don't like where they go with it, but this is one that I can get behind, and it's definitely something that I enjoyed there from Pig Destroyer. So you may be seeing. I don't show everything that I get in the mail on this channel anymore. I mean, it's just time constraints and that type stuff. But I know I plug my Instagram always and constantly, like over the top. But if you follow that, you will get to see stuff that's moving into the collection that possibly just doesn't make it to the actual channel. There will probably be some more Pig Destroyer stuff coming in sometime in the near future. Next up, we have the debut full length. This is an absolute beast of an album. This came out in 2021. It's the debut from Finland's Morbific. This was entitled Ominous Seep of Few Trinity. This was released on Headsplit Records. What can I say about this that hasn't already been said? I mean, Melody, I feel guilty like some of the prices that I got some of this stuff for, because some of this stuff you just can't hardly find, and I got steals on this. This is a fantastic release. They put out another full length this past year that was pretty good, but the mix on that, the production was a little bit off. Uh, this debut, the mix on this one, it's just for it to be a debut album and completed this well. Kudos to Morbific and who did the production on this, because this is just a killer release. It's just old school doomy death metal. Fantastic stuff. Next up, this one was a bit of a blind buy. I was somewhat familiar with the band. I've heard of the band, but I haven't really checked out any of their material. Their power violence, kind of that hardcore / power violence sound. So I'm not always super big on that, but I figured I would give it a shot. I've been picking up some closed casket activities releases as of late, so I figured I would give this a shot. And this is just an aggressive, relentless punch to the face and guts. I mean, it just, I put this in and it absolutely bludgeoned me. This is Regional Justice Center with their 2021 release entitled Crime and Punishment. And it is an absolute crime the way that this thing just beat me up. I am an old man. I'm already talking about putting pain relief balm on myself, and I wasn't ready for this. It beat the hell out of me. I guess that's why it's called power violence, but I did enjoy it. I mean, it beat me up, and I came back for more. So I guess I'm a bit of a masochist. But good stuff here. I mean, it was my introduction into Regional Justice Center. I would like to kind of expand my horizons a little bit sometimes and listen to some things that I'm not always, that's not always particularly in my wheelhouse. But I did like this, and I do look forward to checking out some more of their material. And then the last thing that I picked up, this was, I mean, makes me poser confirm the fact that this wasn't already in my collection. I've been wanting to pick this up for as long as I can absolutely remember. It's been like on my want list and my follow list uh, for pretty much ever. And this was on there. So I was like, you know what? This one is a definite auto buy. I mean, I have to get this one. I won't be able to sleep at night if I don't pick this up. This is Show No Mercy from Slayer. This is the 2004 Metal Blade reissue. But I mean, this is just classic stuff. I can't say anything about this album that you haven't already heard several times before. Some people are into Slayer, some people aren't, but I mean, you can't deny um, their influence on extreme music and thrash metal and even beyond thrash metal. Just the imagery and and the influence that this band is bar none. And I've needed this in the collection forever. I think this rounds out my Slayer full lengths at this point. So definitely way past due for me getting this, and maybe a little less poserish now that I got it, or maybe more so that I'm showing it and it's making it finally making it in the collection after all these years. But yeah, killer. I thought, man, I thought these stacks. I was super happy with everything that I've been able to find on Born Dead collection so far. Definitely, it's linked up in the description. Definitely go check that Big Cartel out. She just did a drop within the last few days, so hopefully, if you're going to look and you haven't seen that web store already, that some of this stuff is still there. But even if it's a lot of it's sold out, just kind of bookmark it and revisit often, because when those drops hit, there's people that just eye that thing like a hawk, and she drops stuff and it's gone in an instant as soon as it drops. So definitely go check out Born Dead Collection. Go check out Melanie's channel if you have not done so, and give her a subscribe. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Make sure to hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you like what you saw, feel free to comment. All that stuff helps my reach on this channel. I've been battling the algorithm ever since I demonetized my channel. So anything, any kind of support that you guys can give me that way definitely helps. That's all I've got for today. If nothing, at the very least, I will see you guys back here on Sunday when I continue on with the CD collection. I may have something up my sleeve and pump out another video this week as well. But that's all for today. Stay classy, stay metal, and I will see you guys very soon. I promise.